Oh my God. How is it that we've made it 4 seasons into this show and Anthony Starr has not received every single award for playing Homelander? That is a genuine question we honestly need to start asking ourselves. Because you have to understand that Homelander, in my opinion, has been one of the best TV show villains we have received in a really, really long time. However, I feel as though as the seasons have went on, they have added so much nuance to the character and it's been acted so perfectly by Anthony Starr that he has probably crept into my top 10 villains of all time in general. Because if you are someone who has ever been abused, if you are somebody who's ever been assaulted, if you're someone who's ever been bullied in junior high school or shit, even today, just walking around as a whole adult, you still find yourselves in situations where you are being bullied. We have all thought about running the fade on people that have bullied us, on people that have wronged us in some way, shape, and form. So watching him return home to basically this place of just intense trauma for him, where they bullied this kid. They brought in high end psychiatrists to condition this child's mind so that he always wants love and affection so that he wouldn't be able to rebel and basically go off and do whatever it is that he wanted, that he would always be in some way, shape, or form subservient to wanting to be desired and liked by these humans around him, returning to this place of intense trauma where they burned him, where they beat him, where they shot at him, where they electrocuted him, where they essentially fucking tortured this kid in order to try and mold him into this superhero prop that they could profit on, and lose his absolute fucking mind as he slowly and methodically just burns his way through all of these assholes, was fucking cathartic. There has not been a lot of times that I find myself on the side of Homelander when he's brutalizing people. Like, rarely, if ever. Unless that person's a scumbag and then they get picked off by Homelander, and I'm like, deserved it. Rarely, if ever, have I ever been put in a situation where I was like, justified. Justified. Like, you stuck this kid in a room and turned up the heat consistently, trying to see when it was that his skin would blacken and his skin would crack, to try and measure where exactly the threshold was for his durability against fire. Absolutely fucking insane. That had to be terrifying for a child. Being stuck in a padded cell that you could easily break out of, but you're so terrified of letting down these human masters that have conditioned your mind, where it's like he said, when I was locked inside this room, I didn't have any freedom to myself, so I had to figure out, a few seconds maybe of when I would have freedom to myself to, like, do what young boys do, as he says. And to have somebody catch you, and instead of sympathizing with you on like a father level, where it's like, hey, don't be ashamed. This is something every single young kid does, to be made fun of and laughed at, and to feel gross about this normal thing that you're not around your peers to understand is normal, and to make it seem as though it's something freaky and disgusting, completely justified. Laser that dude in the dick. Like, there was no one down there in that pit. I have no idea where Vought has that, but wherever that location is, Homelander did the right thing. He went to his source of trauma. He killed everyone that was there, and for the person who essentially ran the program, he left her in that room. And I know a lot of people are like, "Well, why did Homelander leave her alive?" He didn't. He didn't at all. Because when you pan outside of that room, that door only opens from the outside. He killed everyone in that department inside that room. And then he left her in that room with all of those bodies and locked the door on his way out. That lady gets the slow death. It's one of those things where when I saw that scene, I was reminded of Game of Thrones season. Was that maybe season 3, maybe season 2? Whenever the Red Wedding happens, where before the Red Wedding, a bunch of Robb Stark's men basically revolt and they kill the young Lannister squires that Robb had essentially locked away somewhere because they were basically kids. And when they all get captured, there's this one guy that's like, forgive me, my lord. I was only the watcher. I was the lookout. I did not kill anyone." And Robb Stark's last words were, "Well, since this guy is the watcher, hang him last so that he can watch the other ones die." That's exactly what Homelander did to her, which was, you were a woman that had the power to make sure that these people did not torture me. You had the power to come down at any point in time and say that this is wrong and this is a child and he should be treated as a child. Instead, you locked me away in a room, you put me in another chamber where you burned and tortured me, and you only ever watched me on a monitor. So, guess what? You get to watch the corpses of all these people that basically did this to me, and then we're planning on maybe perpetrating this again on somebody else in the future forever. Your last moments are going to be in this room watching the dead bodies of the people that you basically allowed to do monstrous shit until you starve to death. Because I'm never coming back down here and letting you out. And I was like, you know what? This is the only time I'm on your side, buddy. It's the only time I'm on your side, and like I said, I'm always gonna harp on just how good Anthony Starr fucking is, because he goes from sad to angry to disappointed to absolutely fucking manic to menacing, back to a child, back to the man, back to the child, back to being scared for this idea that he's never going to be able to escape from this conditioning that they basically put on him when he was young, and then back to the vengeful adult again when he locks her in the room and he leaves. And I love the shot of him coming up the elevator, because as he's coming up the elevator, there's almost this sullen, "I had to kill people again today, and I'm tired of killing people." And then it's almost as if his brain was like, "But those motherfuckers down there absolutely deserved it." And he starts to smile, and I was like, that's one of the only checks, the only thumbs up, the only nod of appreciation I'll ever throw in your general direction. Because, yes, you definitely went down there and you killed all of your demons. But let me know what you guys thought about this episode, especially about Homelander basically going down there and taking out all of the people that basically tortured him and made him into kind of like this mess, this failure that he is today. Comment down below, let me know, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.